Good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to this weekly meeting of KMA. As we begin, I would request all of you to stand for the silent prayer. Now, I would request our MC member, Mrs. Lekha Balachandran, for the welcome address and introduction of our speaker.
Respected President, Speaker of the Day, Mr. Cyril C. George, MC member Baiju Bimani, a warm good evening to one and all. In a rapidly evolving world, effective management goes beyond traditional strategies. It requires a deep understanding of human mind and behavior. Integrating mind engineering into our management practices can transform our organizations. Today, we are blessed to have a great personality to teach us on mind engineering. Please, Mr. Cyril C. George, who was the Deputy Chairman of Cochin Porters and an interim chairman to our Leader Insight series. On behalf of Kerala Management Association, we welcome you, sir. Our President Bibu Kunnuran is always keen to attend all the Leader Insight series in spite of his busy schedule. We welcome you, sir. Our management committee member, Baiju Mani, is also an active participant in all Kerala KMA activities. We welcome you. Recognizing the presence of respected past presidents here, we welcome you all to this function. All respected members, students, guests if any, we welcome you to this meeting. Thank you. And now it's my duty to introduce our speaker. I'm really honored to introduce a man who loves to acquire degrees. He has 2 masters, 1 LLB, 1 diploma, and a PhD. Dr. Cyril C. George is a distinguished professional with a PhD in management, along with advanced degree, including an MSW, specializing in personal management, industrial relations, and labor welfare, an MBA in human resource management, and in addition, an LLB, and a diploma in training and development. He has over 35 years of experience in top management roles within the port sector, having served a key leadership positions across major ports in India. His career highlights include serving as Deputy Chairman at Port Trust from August 2020 to July 2021, and holding the position of Secretary, heading Administration and HR from November 2003 to March 2014. He also held the role of Chairman IC at Chennai Porters from March 2016, again in 2018 also, while serving as Deputy Chairman from September 15 to 20. At Magoa Porters, he was the Chairman IC from July 2014 to August 2015, and Deputy Chairman prior to that. His tenure as Kandla Port Trust spanned various roles, including Deputy Secretary, Deputy Chairman of the Kandla Dock Labour Board, Senior Labour Officer, and it goes on. Additionally, he has held a significant responsibilities as Director of Setu Samudram Corporation Limited, Director of Chennai Ennur Port Road Company Limited, and board member of Port of Andaman and Nicobar. Currently, he practices law at Kerala High Court and is the founder of, that's the most interesting for the today's program, is the founder of Mind Engineering Program, a transformative initiative blending Asian spirituality with spiritual wisdom and modern science. He is also a peak performance trainer and a consultant too. And again, what's that's called the next avatar. As an author, his book, The Power of Mind Engineering, has achieved bestseller status and holds a 5-star rating in Amazon. That's Mr. Cyril. I'm sure you will be waiting for her, and now I welcome Mr. Bibi Punura and the President for the presidential address. Thank you.
Thank you, Lekha, for that wonderful introduction on our chief guest. Good evening, my dear KMA members, fellow members, past President Shastri, we just saw him, is he around? Oh yes. Managing Committee members Tom, Lekha, Vaiju, and the most important person of all, Mr. Cyril C. George, or Dr. Cyril C. George, as we call it. When Cyril was being introduced, I think every degree under the sun was read out by Lekha, but for the fact that he's an engineer and he's going to talk on us about engineering of a different kind, that is mind engineering. He has been a great friend of mine personally. We have been associated for quite a long time. So I know him and I know that everything that he does with passion. And this happens to be Cyril's latest. I think he's been devoting full time into mind engineering. And if you ask me what I know about mind engineering, I have attended, or rather listened to him earlier too. Raki is here, so I don't know whether what I'm saying is right or wrong, but then the major fact is, from what I understand, all of us are prone to think negatively, or our minds are in such a manner that as human beings we would try to tend to focus on a negative, probably a gossip or a negative image about someone and all that, and in the process we also become negative, and perhaps that's how many of our channels survive right now, because evening you on the TV after 7 p.m. You see all. I don't think you see anything positive, or if there's anything positive too, we just see it for a very short period. But for a negative thing, probably something like a girl was raped somewhere or someone was murdered somewhere. You will have 100 people under the sun sitting and discussing about all that, and end of the night, end of the day, if at all you listen to that, you would probably not feel like sleeping, and that is what that is how the media makes its money. So, but then we should also be pre-tuned to positive thinking, and that is what mind engineering is all about. So getting to think positively with a spiritual angle also into it. That's what I understand from what Dr. Cyril George is all about, or what his course or his program is all about. And he's written a best-selling book, and that book has changed the lives of many people. That is called The Power of Mind Engineering. I think that's known as The Power of Mind Engineering, yeah. And as we all know, engineering per se, if you use the word, an engineer always has a solution to a problem, or they think differently from the layman's perspective. And I think that is what he is trying to do with our minds, or with the minds of all people, and he has uniquely developed this program, and he's focusing on that. When I was telling him about positive thinking, he said positive thinking is just a generic term. There's much more to it than positive thinking. And so that is how it is. So let us all think for the better. Let us all equip ourselves for the better. Let us be good in every sense of the term. And I would say that, as you all know, KMA, we have been going through a lot of programs this year. Last year we had the All India Management Association convention at Delhi. Few of us attended the same. And next week we'll be having the Digital Summit. And I would welcome all of you to join the Digital Summit that is happening at Chittilapalli Square. I think our Acting Secretary Baiju will be announcing that, but I'm just telling you. And yes, we are geared up for the next few months to good programs. And I'm sure that today you're going to have a great time listening to Dr. Cyril George. And once again, on behalf of everyone, I would request Dr. Cyril George to come and address us. Thank you, and welcome once again to all of you.
Very good evening to all of you. There are some familiar faces here. Hi everyone. First of all, initially I am not talking about minor engineering at all. That I will address at the last part of my talk. So again, I will not talk much about management theory, theoretical aspect. And I know you are all acclaimed, proven managers, successful managers in their respective field. So something special, something different, some very important thoughts I will share with you to provoke your thoughts. And straight to the topic, because of the time constraints, I am to the point. We know we all want to be successful managers everywhere, every part of our life, every aspect of our life, whether it is an official domain, office, corporate, even personal life. See, basically what are the requirements of a successful, efficient manager? This is the question everybody wants to know. Naturally, you should be a domain expert in the respective domain. A domain expert need not necessarily be the best manager, good manager. We know the live examples are there. He may be having excellent degrees, high scores, but at the performance level, he may not be necessarily the best manager. So this is a question management scientists are fighting to answer some answer. Why? People are having high IQ, very good qualifications, all abilities, but practically they are not the best managers. This is one serious question everybody is trying to address. So the management expert versus a capable manager. Which is the critical factor which decides a capable manager? I already mentioned degree, scores, these are all not necessarily going to contribute or make a successful manager. Then what is the critical factor deciding one person to be the most successful manager? Some thoughts from anybody would like to share some answer? Yeah.
Emotionally, effective time management.
Effective time manager. Effective time manager is a generic answer, not very specific. How? Then again, how are you going to effectively manage your time?
Like managing team members, man management.
Mind management.
No, man management.
Man management, yes, that is very important. Then for man management, what is required? Again, the question remains to be answered. Okay, I am coming to the point. So the goal of a professional manager, everybody will agree to bring out the optimum potential. No doubt about it. Optimum potential about your company, your manpower, your resources, your own potential also. No doubt, absolutely no doubt about it. Now coming to the next aspect of it. It has two aspects. That is, number one, a capable manager should be able to bring out his own optimum potential. Then there are also no doubt about it. And he should be able to bring out the potential of others, optimum potential of others, the manpower management, effective manpower management. These are certain introductory thoughts I am placing before you because we are leading to that critical question. What is the critical question? Are you, each one of you, are you efficiently managing yourself? I told you, in order to be a successful manager, he should manage himself first, most optimally, most efficiently. He should bring out, or I should bring out my own capabilities maximum, in full potential. Then only I will be a successful manager in my domain, in my official domain. So, are you efficiently managing yourself? Are you bringing out your potential? That is one question. That is the question for introspection for each one of you. Then primary requirement of an efficient manager, what is there? Primary requirement, what is it? See, a common man's question. What is the primary requirement of an efficient manager? I will answer on behalf of you. He should have a basic knowledge about the circumstances, the area to be managed. Isn't it? If it is a company, if Vibhu's mediation is that, he should have a very clear idea about all his activities, all resources. Then only he will be able to manage it effectively and efficiently. Now we are focusing on individual basis. We are concentrating our focus on our own management. I told you that is very essential to be a successful, effective manager. So, question is, what is the level of awareness about ourselves? We all think, I know about myself. Because we all think that, no, I know everything. That kind of attitude is there with everyone. But if you introspect, how far do we know about ourselves? Mr. Vibhu just mentioned positive thoughts should not be there, positive thoughts at all. Just I am asking, how many thoughts are there in a day for a person? Anybody? How many thoughts are there in a day? Any answer? Anybody?
More than lakh.
Thoughts are fundamental to our survival. Thoughts. But how many thoughts are there in a day?
More than a lakh.
Answer?
Billions.
Some number, this number?
Lakh.
Eh?
1 lakh. More than lakh.
1 lakh, more than so many cancers. As per Harvard Medical School, there are about 60,000 thoughts in a day for a human being. Average. 60. How many thoughts we are aware of? How many thoughts are negative as an average? He mentioned, that is why I mentioned. Because we are introspecting about ourselves. We do not know. As per Harvard, 85% thoughts are negative as an average. Are you aware of it? We are all educated people, successful people with coat, tie, everything, and supposed to be successful people, positive people. But we are average people. We are having 60,000 thoughts, 85% thoughts are negative. We are not aware. Out of 85% thoughts, 90% are similar like yesterday. We are repeating the similar thoughts. That means we are living in a chakravyuha of negative thoughts. Then, how are you going to be positive? How are you going to transform yourself? You are not even aware of that. Thoughts becomes your emotions. Emotions are part of your behavior. That is life. This is our introspection. We do not know about ourselves. Again, another simple question I want to ask you. To whom should I ask? What is the goal of our life? What is the goal of our life? What is your goal in your life?
Yeah,
Simple, eh?
to become a successful businessman.
Successful is a very generic term. Successful is a very generic term. Successful means what? Then you tell me, okay. Is it?
To excel in our
Excel means what? Is it money, power, position? Yeah, so many things are there, no? Some specific.
To live happily.
Pardon?
To live happily.
What family and all?
Happy.
Happy. Happy is somewhat good answer. I agree. All answers are good. I mean specific answer. Happiness is can be there. Very specific answer. Any other answer?
Live in peace and harmony.
Peace of mind. That is.
Peace and harmony.
Yeah, that is also similar to that state of mind. Okay, I agree. For yeah.
Contribute something to the use.
Why do you want to contribute?
For the use.
Why do you want to contribute?
For the use of the society.
Why do you want to do that? Again,
Sense
happiness, sense of peaceful satisfaction. Okay, so I agree. Then question is, let us say, for the argument's sake, there are we mostly happy or unhappy?
Unhappy.
Most of the time.
Mostly happy. Negative.
Then again, are we? Do we have peace of mind always?
No.
No. Do we have positive thought always? I already said 85%. 85% means around 45,000 thoughts in a day. I am asking one question, madam. If happiness is your goal in your life, why can't you be always happy?
I'm always happy.
Always happy. So you are an exception. I am talking about normal people. I am talking about normal people. Normal average people are having 85% of negative thoughts, corresponding negative emotions, and corresponding behavior in life situations. This is average. Harvard scientist. I am talking about why can't you be always happy? Why just who? See, it is your state of mind. It is your state of mind. Who is deciding your state of mind?
Yes.
Then why don't you decide? Why so? Just think about it. Think your own state of mind, happiness. You decide today onwards, I am always happy. Today onwards, all my thoughts are positive. Why don't you do that?
Evolution maybe have.
Any answer? Yeah.
Evolution might have built up.
Evolution, we talk about yourself. Yeah. You are deciding, you decide to be always happy. All thoughts. I am talking about you. It is your own mind.
It helps you survive in the corporate world. What general.
Why? See, if somebody else is controlling you,
No.
remote control,
Yes.
then you decide.
Yes, sir.
Nothing.
So,
Issue
we are a
is-
social animal.
Pardon?
We are a social animal.
And a social animal, okay, who is controlling your mind?
Our wife may be.
Who is controlling your mind? Is it somebody is having remote control of your mind?
Yes, definitely.
I see that.
Actually, our subconscious mind.
Array, subconscious mind, whose subconscious
Actually,
mind?
yeah.
Whose subconscious
I'm
mind?
coming to that, my own, but then it is conditioned in such a way
Ah.
that all the situations. that-
Madam, what did you study? Did you study psychology?
Yeah.
Yes, or what? Okay, you are coming. You are coming closer to the answer, that is why.
I think mind and brain has been interconnected.
Yeah, now I come to some sort. See, now from this discussion we have to draw a conclusion. I want to be always happy, but I cannot. I want to have positive thoughts, but I cannot. That means somebody there, or one mind wants to be happy always. At the same time, I don't have control on it. My mind. This much everybody agrees? So this is the conclusion. I want to be happy, one mind, and don't have control on my mind, state of my mind, another mind. See, the issue is in the human history, somebody said evolution and all, in the entire human history, very important point, listen to me. If you see entire evolving or development of civilization and sciences, if you ask me which is the greatest invention regarding human behavior or human development is existence of two minds. She just mentioned somewhat. Existence of two minds for human beings. And this is the right from Upanishads. Till date, if you study the evolution of human behavioral science or that wisdom, it always referred to existence of two minds. In KMA Upanishad, there is a story of two birds. One bird is eating, that means eating the food. Another bird is observing these two minds. That means one is emotional mind, another is awareness. Existence of two minds. And even the latest science. The spiritual science has developed, and lot of scientists are involved in developing the spiritual science. And a spiritual science is emerging, the fast emerging field, and the basic principle is human beings have two minds. And the first time in history, Roger Sperry is a Nobel laureate, neuroscientist, scientifically proved that human beings have got two minds. One is, so many names are there. We will find out some name. One mind is emotional mind, you can call it. Negative mind, you can call it. Ego mind, you can call it. One mind. Another mind is different names. True self, spiritual mind, or consciousness. Different scientists are calling it differently. That means number one, for the sake of understanding, let us call it for the time being, mind one, mind two. The mind one, emotional mind, is supported by left brain, left hemisphere of the brain, and the other spiritual mind is supported, the processor is the right hemisphere of the brain broadly. This has been proved by scientists, neuroscientists. I told you Roger Sperry, the first neuroscientist, Nobel laureate. And this invention is the path-breaking invention in understanding human behavior, transformation, changes, and all positive thoughts. And all this basic understanding is required. Just for the sake of understanding, this picture is not scientifically correct, but just for example, these two minds are there always. It is in a tug of war within us. That means this negative mind, that black portion of the brain, that is too strong. The large number of neurons are involved in supporting the negative brain, negative mind, emotional mind. That is 85% of the thoughts I told you negative. And the positive mind, our spiritual mind, is processed by right part of the brain, and the brain cells involved, network involved are very less. And one scientist, Bruce Lipton, I don't know if you have heard, the author of the biology of belief, he said 1 million times more cells, neurons are involved in supporting our negative mind, emotional mind. These two minds are there. The funny part is this left brain mind, emotional, we call it generally, maximum number of scientists are calling it as ego mind. Why I was hesitant to use that word is simply by hearing ego means we have some other understanding. It's not like that. Majority of the scientists are calling this negative mind, this emotional mind, as ego mind. We can also call it other mind. You can call it spiritual mind, or large number of scientists are calling it consciousness or spiritual mind, or true self, our true self. So this ego mind is so strong that is we are identifying with that. Identifying with means, I means this mind. As per the Harvard, 85% of the thoughts, our own thoughts, emotions and actions are driven by this mind, our own. Now you got the answer. Why can't we change? Why can't always be happy? Because this mind is driving our 95% of our life.
The black one.
Pardon?
The black one.
Black one, negative one. And that is negative, that is emotional. And you apply on your own, have introspection. You want to do yoga, meditation every day, are you able to do? Positive things are coming from the other mind. You want to be always happy, are you able to do? No. You want to have always positive thoughts, are you able to do? No. Because 95% of the thoughts, emotions and actions are driven by other mind. Ego mind, you call it. That madam said subconscious. That subconscious mind is the foundation of the ego mind. Subconscious mind is, time is short, that's why I am not elaborating it. Subconscious mind is formed by the age of, foundations are fixed by the age of 7, and that is the basic belief system everybody is having. That is formed by the age of 7, belief systems. Then that is developed over a period of time. That is driving our life. That is what is happening. happening. In short, for the sake of management students or IT students, we can say there are two operating systems, separate operating system, computer language we say. Just for understanding, we have two separate, distinct operating system. At least today onwards, you should be able to aware of, and you can see the difference and apply to yourself. And this emotional mind is always we are emotionally reacting to life situations. Whenever there is adverse life situations with negative emotions, we are reacting. That is what it is programmed in your subconscious mind, part of ego mind. And funny part is, this ego mind has created an image of yourself. Each one has got a very rigid image. I need, if I say I am Cyril, George, doctor, this one, Palana, I got an image. And I 100% believe that I am that. Each one of us has got that image. And that is driving us. But that image and our capabilities are decided by that image. Performance restrictions are within that image. What is happening is that image is very poor image. Each one of us has got tremendous abilities, but we are not able to bring it out because this image is playing the role, each one of us. In your own company, you are every children, sportsmen, everyone. Then little bit more about the two minds. This is, just to have a glance. So, ego mind is the operating platform from where we operate 95% as an average. Then what is the nature? How it developed, I told you, by the age of 7, all the conclusions and beliefs are like programmed. That is driving us. Very strong, I told you, very strong that the other mind, because that is why we want to experience so many positive things, good things, we are not able to. Because this negative mind, emotional mind is controlling us and deciding us. Then identification. Identification means we believe that we are the image created by this image, this mind. Actually, it is not. And that belief systems are deep-rooted and foundations are laid by the age of 7. That is why changes are not easy. If you are asked, you tell somebody, can you, in family life, I don't know, husband wants to change wife, 50 years, no change. Wife wants to change husband, telling, not changing. End of the life, it is going on. Teacher wants to change students, student wants to change. Is it happening? See, in the life, we know people going to church, temple, mosque, attending training program, 50 years, 60 years. Any fundamental change happening? No. Cosmetic changes are happening. Soft skills you are getting. Fundamental change not happening. Why? This is the reason. So again, this image, this mind is emotional. We always, with the negative emotions, we react. So this is basically, basic nature is conflict, pain, fear, and in different degrees, in different manifestations. This is the nature of this particular mind, and always related to past and future. We are always relating to past and future. And that point wants little explanation. We are addicted to past and future because when this mind is operated, functioning, we are addicted to past and future. Whether past and future are real? Sir? Real?
No.
Can you experience some past or future?
Definitely.
Can you please experience one past or future? Now, which one you tell me?
Because past experience,
Can you experience the past
Not experience.
or can you experience the present, future?
Remember only the present.
That's why I'm asking. Can you live in the past?
Yes.
Can you live in the past?
Past
Only mind.
No. Can you live in the future?
future now.
No. Then that means this is a deep misunderstanding, myth, unconsciousness, deep rooted in ourselves. We believe, this ego mind makes us believe Ego mind makes us believe past and future are real. I take normally hours together on this particular topic because of the time constraint. I am not going into detail. There is a deep misunderstanding that past and future are real. That is why we are emotionally reacting to past and future. And in the present, if you are fully in the present, this ego mind is not active. So what will this mind will do? This mind will never allow us to be fully in the present. You understand? If we have got 5 minutes, what do you do? 2 minutes prayer, take mobile. What happened yesterday? What is going to happen? News, always. Will anybody want to do 3 deep breath and enjoy it? No. That is why we are addicted to past and future. What news means what? What happened or what is going to happen? That addiction, all negative, all negative. Present things happen, so you can experience only in the present. And how many percentage we are in the present? Not even 5% in reality. Every activities we are related, we are doing a lot of things, but it is related to past, related to future. Past worries are there, future anxieties are there. We are never in the present. Okay. If that is there, again, this is a simple picture. This is the image. Image is creating. If a badminton player with a rigid image means, that corked bottle. That means he cannot think beyond that. He cannot perform beyond that. Suppose another badminton player, that there is no limit, a properly trained person, and his potential, his performance will be much higher than that. So this image problem is with everyone as long as we are driven by our mind. And we have seen the genie picture now, Aladdin picture, just for an example. Suppose that genie was corked inside, that is the story we have, then genie thinks that he is helpless, isn't it? If genie is corked in a bottle, genie feels that I am helpless because my performance is within that bottle only. The moment that cork is opened, the genie will feel I am very powerful, all powerful, I can do wonders. That is what is happening if you are able to liberate from the control of our first image. Liberate from the limits created by image. If you are able to come out of that image, this is what you can do in your life, in your professional life and personal life. Now we are conditioned, we have got a conditioned mind within that circle we are living. We are not we are not able to come out of this circle. This is the one story Vivekananda used to tell. How conditioned mind is happening. Suppose a lion, this is a Vivekananda story. A lady lion, female lion delivered and died. That pup lion grew up along with sheep. You just imagine that lion will behave like sheep only. It will eat grass, it will make such sounds, and is completely conditioned by that circumstances. And that lion believes, I am one among the sheep. That is the case with each one of us. We are conditioned in a particular way. Our limits are, we are behaving in a particular way as per the conditioned mind. Now we are approaching the, again, critical factor. That is, we identified with these explanations, with the narrations, we are pointing to some point, very important point. What is the critical factor for peak performance, better performance, or optimal performance of person? What is the critical factor? Now we understand it is a mind factor. The mind factor we have to manage. Okay. Soft skills are there, technical capabilities are there, I am not touching, it is all required. But the critical factor influencing the peak performance of a person is the mind factor. Now let us closely examine that. We have heard, we are all, can I get some water? See, we are qualified people, we have seen so many training programs to improve efficiency and all. A lot of training programs are IQ level, IQ we have heard about, Daniel Goleman taught about IQ, and thereafter some spiritual quotient theory came, lot of motivational theories are there. These are all happening and improving the performance marginally only, very marginally. No transformation is taking place, no optimal performance is coming out. Why? Because we are not addressing the original issue, that is to liberate people, personae, human resources from the control of the ego mind. That is the another operating system. We have to switch to another operating system which many are not aware. So the existence of another mind I mentioned to you, that is spiritual mind or true self. See, this is only a picture. Something like this one. Our major mind is that evil mind, negative mind, so powerful, so big. What is happening? Our life, normally what is happening there? Fear, pain, conflict, emotional reaction, all this is the nature when we are driven by this mind, big mind. This is what is happening. This is our life now. This is the operating system. This is the operating system, our operating system now. When I am talking it with authority, I am talking after referring to various authoritative books of Harvard and similar minds. But in a simplified way, I am explaining it. This is the operating system, this is what is happening. Last red color, poor quality of life and performance. This is our life now. Now, what is happening is the challenge of management. See, I told you a lot of management programs we attended, IQ, EQ and all, but latest scientists are identifying, pointing out towards the spiritual mind or true mind. They are now aware there is another operating system to be activated in every human being that will bring out optimal performance of the people. That is why now they have started mentioning spiritual quotient or meaning quotient, MQ. That means when we are operating from the other platform, activating other platform, people find meaning in that activity, finding happiness in that activity, not like job for salary. So this is the critical point which we are addressing now. Now, again, we studied in college, schools, professional colleges and all. What we thought, successful people, we said successful people, good people, they are naturals. They are the gifted talents by birth, genetic factors. We believe that. See, what is happening is, Binet Alfred, you know that? He is the inventor of IQ. He is that only 2% has got a better IQ or gifted people. Gifted people means only 2%. Naturally talented, more IQ. 98, we are all 98%. And the best performers are not necessarily from the 2%. Normally not. That is giving a lot of hope to us. Yes, we can instill confidence, we can change people, we can become peak performers, and we can make others also peak performers. And David Bloom, one another scientist was that he said his own word, best not started the best. That means the best performers, they did not start best in the younger years. So there is scope for development, scope for breaking the limits of performance, and certain examples are there. Again, Alfred Binet I quoted. We can see that. Darwin and Tolstoy were ordinary children. They were peak performers, world leaders. Einstein was a dropout in the school. Cindy Sherman, photographer of 20th century, great, she failed in photography initially. Ben Hogan, greatest golfer, world class, years of gold, he failed. And Jim Carrey, you know that actor, he was knocking the doors of so many people for a chance. Michael Jordan, you know, and he was not even selected for university. Later he became a legend. And Albert Einstein, who is the scientist, and he said that you can alter consciousness and substantially enhance mental and physical abilities. Alter consciousness means you can shift from that one first mind to the next mind. Then only you are able to bring out your optimal performance, peak performance. And one great scientist is there called Csikszentmihalyi. That is Hungarian name. He is the very authentic person in this field. He had conducted 30 years of research, psychologist also. He said, then the performance will be like a flow it will come. Peak performance is not a result of your thought process, it will come automatically as a flow if you are activating from that mind. And again, why I wanted to quote here, it is now theoretically, scientifically proved. The great scientist Kahneman has clearly setting the two systems of mind. He is telling in his book. That means, why I am repeating it, it should be clear in your mind. Each one of you should clearly understand it. You have got two options. You have got a clear two options. And the remote is with you. Suppose you have got a TV and your remote with you, only two channels. One is all negative programs, which is the default program, and you are not aware of it. Whenever it is on, negative programs will come. Operator comes and tells, no, Baba, there is another channel, second channel you press, all positive good programs will come. Today, this is our state of affairs. Today, now we are aware, we have got another operating system, another channel, it is to be activated. That is the challenge before us. Now again, if you are thinking, if it is a theory, no. This is the black and white practical thing. It is happening around the world which may not be aware of. I am telling some live example. See, this shifting operation of the one mind to another mind can happen in many ways. Maybe some accident, maybe some operation, but mostly people become aware of it, practice it, train it, and do it. But why I am showing this lady, Cyril Taylor, neuroanatomist of Harvard, even now. That means world authority, no doubt, neuroanatomist of Harvard. She had a brain stroke at the left brain in the year 1996. Very big bubble. She got all the problems, admitted and operated. Funny thing is that, again people are not believing. That ego mind, black mind, negative mind. The nerve center of that processor, that burst out. That mind. See, that negative mind supporting processor, main part is burst out, gone out of control. Then what happens? Automatically the other mind activated. Naturally, if one child, one is not there, other child will take care of things. Automatically the right mind, the spiritual mind activated. She started realizing the truth, reality, what is spirituality, what is spiritual abilities, what is positive thought, what is life and all. Then she started becoming a spiritual speaker. She wrote a book, My Stroke of Insight. She became one among the 100 most influential speakers in the world. You can see the videos. She is speaking with a real brain. That is a real brain in her hand. She is explaining it. That means what we are talking about is true. This is the living example. There are so many photos I kept it. If you know anybody, it is okay. I can find so many other photos also. These are all some people who are peak performers, successful people in life, and they all, what happened is they shifted their operating system from the ego mind to the true self. This is what happened with they are all world leaders. And again, this is Benjamin Bloom. Then they conducted lot of research. 120 people, successful people, most successful people they studied. Then what they found, they are not very high IQ people. They are not naturally talented. That he says, we are looking for exceptional kids, their childhood. But we found there were exceptional conditions only made them great. That means we can create the conditions in life. In your own case, in the case of your family members or staff. So this, when it is shifted, your performance will be flowing at a very, very higher level. That is called peak performance. This is an altered state of consciousness in many languages. We can say this is the flow state. Activities will be at a very high standard optimal quality. It will happen automatically. I call it mind engineered mind or true self. And McKinsey conducted a study of 500 executives, very detailed study about this working environment. And they found, 10-year study, they found enhancement of ability of 500% in the case of executives. When this kind of environment is created, training is given, efficiency level improved by 500%. You can just imagine. Now, very interesting thing. What we understand is normally brain is involved in every activity. If it is a difficult task, we are strained because brain is strained. If you are seeing visual cortex is activated, we know that beta, waves, alpha, different brain waves also according to the activities. But in this case, when your spiritual mind is activated, just listen very carefully. What scientists found is very interesting. What scientists found is your majority brain is deactivated. When you are at peak performance level, your brain, most of the brain is deactivated. Can you believe it? Because new technologies are available, functional MRI based studies are available, they found surprising when peak performance in their case, when brain they have seen, especially prefrontal cortex, which is the thought process and activities, rational behavior, that is also deactivated. Majority part of the brain is deactivated. That state is called transient hypofrontality in neuroscience. What does it mean? What does it mean? All human activities normally in our life, we believe, it is true also, all directly brain, different parts of the brains are involved, even stress, activities, any activity. In this peak performance, brain is mostly deactivated, dormant, sleeping. This shows that I call spiritual mind. The involvement of our spiritual realm, spiritual aspect is directly involved. Our peak performance is flowing, not a result of thought process of the brain. The brain is not totally dead, but major portion of the brain is deactivated. That is called a transient hypofrontality as per neuroscientists. So that is why the emergence of now a new science of peak performance is emerged. New science has emerged. That I told you, flow states. And there has been lot of scientists who were propagating this idea, but these materialistic scientists were not accepting their teaching. William James, Frederick Weiss, Maslow, all these scientists were contributing, lot of books, lot of researches, but mainstream scientists were not accepting. Now the science has proved beyond doubt. This is the reality. So what happens when our second brain is activated? Ego mind is not in control. Time dilation, we are fully in the present. We enjoy our activity and our entire biochemistry is very positive and healthy. These are the differences is happening when we are activating the other platform. But all positive changes are happening. All healthy neurotransmitters are at peak in our body. Health, wellness, everything is happening. This is really happening in our body and mind. That is why Einstein said, this is what. He was also a spiritual leader. True value of a human being is determined primarily by the measure and sense in which he has attained the liberation from ego. Self means ego. That means that liberation what is required. That is what I am trying to explain through mind engineering. That is the process of mind engineering. When that platform is activated, our life is transformed. Our life will be positive, happy, and connectedness, quality of life will be high, and our performance will be peak, and this is called mind engineering. This shift is called mind engineering. When left side at present, right side we are planning to achieve, this is the process of mind engineering, which that mind engineering also speaks about that, teaches about that, train about that, and this is one example. When my ego mind is activated, other mind is dormant, it is not getting the power. Second picture, our spiritual mind is activated, other is not getting the power. This process is called mind engineering. Average, I told you, 95% is ego control now. If it is reduced by 90%, or if your mind is, the spiritual mind is activated even 5% more, there will be sea change in your life. This is what is teaching in the mind engineering. This is what I am training, and this is the book all about. And practically, I'll tell you, a lot of applications are there. I teach sportsmen also for outstanding peak performance. I conducted an online training program for, this is a Prannoy HS, you know that, badminton player, top badminton player. He was at one point of time world number 4. He beaten even world number 1 once upon a time. I conducted an online training program for him, and finally I can, due to the shortage of time, I'm not playing the video of training him. Finally I gave a mantra after teaching. Yes, mantra, for always to remain focused, to bring out peak performance. After winning Thomas Cup, he came back to India, and Manorama people asked, what is the secret of your success? Because you are performing outstandingly well for the last 2 years. He said, yes, that is mantra, which I taught him online training through mind engineering training. And this is the, in the Amazon, my book reviews are there, a lot of 5-star ratings are there, people are writing. After reading my book, they have transformed. Transformed means they have shifted their consciousness from one mind to another. Lot of such reviews are there, and I conduct various training programs for corporates and other people, including counseling. And this is all about some thoughts about mind engineering within the limited period of time. And if any questions are there, most welcome.
So I have a question. So my question is, you told that most of the time our mindset will be like 95% negative thoughts. So how can we reduce that?
See, there is no quick solution for it. There is no quick solution for it. That is the, I told you, this is a mind engineering process. It requires, including the reprogramming from your subconscious mind onwards, that process should be there. That wise, in the mind engineering, I have got a 3 process, including 3 pillars. That means higher awareness, full attention, and practice. The higher awareness means classes and other techniques and training programs, we will have a full awareness. Then practical sessions are there. I'll teach meditation like programs and all. And gradually, when we start experiencing that change, then only the result will come. See, there is something called neuroplasticity in neuroscience. That means, according to your experience, our brain structures are formed. These connections, neuronal connections are developed. At present, the brain structures, that the synaptical connections are there in a particular way according to your nature of your mind. Even that needs to be changed. That means you need to have higher awareness, attention, and new experience. And then gradually that transformation will happen, and your belief systems of the subconscious mind also should change. So this is the process, as I told you, this is the process of mind engineering. And there are people who are open-minded and reading the book and achieving on their own. I'm very happy. That is why I showed you this one also. Those who want to have the book in Amazon, it is available. And main bookstores all over the world, it is available. So people with open-mindedness, own efforts, they are able to achieve that goal. So you can try. Okay.
Hi, sir. Hi. So my question is that when you have a bad thought, so what's the next step? Is to accept the fact that you have a bad thought, or is this to switch the TV to go to a good thought or something?
This TV and thoughts, these two things are different. TV is thoughts are inside. Your TV outside you are watching. What do you mean to say? So can you specify, clarify it?
No, you mentioned the fact that when you most of the time you would be having a bad thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're having a bad thought and you understand the fact that you are having a bad thought, it is to accept the fact that you are having a bad thought, or okay,
Yeah.
now I could.
Yeah, absolutely. See, basically, issue is basically how many thoughts you are aware of. Very few out of 60,000 thoughts. So if you do practice of meditation, gradually you will become aware of your thoughts. Then only you are aware of whether it is negative or positive. First of all, you should be aware of your thoughts. What is the nature of your thoughts and not? Isn't it? Now, if you are not aware of your thoughts, how will you distinguish whether it is negative or positive? So that itself is a process. Those who are doing meditation, those who are doing certain mental exercises, they develop a potential ability to observe their own thoughts. Then don't resist. If it is a negative thoughts, don't resist it. Only become aware of it. Then gradually it will fade away, and number of negative thoughts will be reduced. Now coming to your TV issue, what I told is we are addicted to past and future. See, we need to know what is going around for general knowledge sake. And how many times you need to see? How much time you want to see? Certain time, no? We want to be updated. We want to be updated about social media. How many times? But what happens if 2 minutes are there, immediately we are on the social media, WhatsApp, TV, that news, this news. Why? Because what happened? What is going to happen? We do not know. Without our awareness, we are addicted to past and future. Means, ego wants to create negative emotions, always. Past worries, future activities. Ego never wants you to be fully in the present. Because when you are fully in the present, ego is not in control of you. Got it?
So I would like to add on. I attended one program from Dr. Manjunath. It
Pardon?
was from Dr. Manjunath.
Huh.
The training program was for fast reading.
Fast reading.
Fast reading. But he was telling something about how to re-engineer the subconscious mind. You give input from your conscious mind, and that will gradually transform the subconscious mind. That was his theory. And I was applying it. I found so far, I attended the program in the beginning of August. This is the mid of September. I find that it is working, the technique is working. So
How it is you are doing
you give an input
Hmm.
that if you suspect that your health is not good, you give a conscious input that my health is good.
it? See,
Positive affirmation,
See,
positive affirmation.
Positive affirmation is part of this entire program, this kind of program, any program. But problem is that I got another side I did not show you. There is 2 scientists who studied so many programs in the world, and they say most important aspect is in the subconscious mind level you have got a belief system. Certain beliefs are there which we are not aware. At that level, you should be able to correct it, reprogram it or change it. Otherwise, that sustainable change, transformation is difficult. If you are able to do that, okay, it will work. That is the same thing I am also telling. You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Basically, telling the same thing. Manifestation also, I got a program altogether. Manifestation, if you time is there, I can talk about the entire program. Manifestation is really working. One Dr. Pavlov of Ontario University, Canada, who scientifically proved it. Manifestation is working. I have so many examples also. Real examples, real-time examples. After training, they visualized it and manifested it.
I am Suresh Kumar.
Yes, please.
My question is about the IQ versus the EQ, and is there any gender difference regarding EQ? That means the EQ will be more with men or
See,
because this is one question. And the second one is about, it's not a question actually, it's an observation that you have shown a number of names of the psychiatrists and psychologists. The Sigmund Freud, I used to read a book called Dream. Whenever I have some family problem, I just refer that problem and sort of refer that. You have not mentioned that. So can you?
So Sigmund Freud, the psychologist died, that is right. Now I tell you first one. See, IQ versus EQ. See, based on every family has got a culture, society has got a culture, nation has got a culture, region has got a culture. So based on that, we develop certain belief system. Certain cultures, girls are not given dominance or predominance importance. Certain places may be more importance. This kind of experiences from the childhood itself becomes part of their subconscious program. Got it? So that will affect their ability and potential, performance, everything. But scientifically speaking, there is no such distinction, male, female, IQ level and all. IQ, you know that Alfred Binet, he invented it, and IQ level, only 2% of the people have got a higher IQ, by birth. And he himself says that if training is there, practice is there, we can improve our IQ. So let us leave it the IQ part of it. And I told you the higher IQ people are not necessarily the best performers. That also I told. Now, coming to EQ now. EQ, see, Daniel Goleman wrote a wonderful book about EQ. These people, what they are doing, emotional quotient. Ego, what is their? Emotional reactions. EQ tells about how to manage our negative emotions, and that managing of negative emotion is very essential to have this change, transformation. So that is EQ. EQ is a very important aspect of it. Thereafter SQ came, the spiritual consciousness. That is also indicating existence of our spiritual mind, spiritual realm, or our true self. That is the driving force of peak performance. And William James called it mystical experience. Abraham Maslow called it peak experience. And Mihaly called it flow. These are all driven by that mind, that altered state of consciousness or our spiritual mind. That is what we talked about.
Hi sir, my name is Palan. Thank you so much for an interesting session. You told about the internal battle between both the minds, and most of the input or most of the change has to be done by the person itself. Does the environment or the surrounding have an impact?
Absolutely. See, I told you, please sit down, that ego mind I told, the foundation of ego mind is what that madam said, subconscious mind. That is a program. That is a program running. That is developed by and large by the age of 7. Up to the age of 7, a child doesn't have analytical mind. From every experience, a child is drawing conclusions and beliefs. Sometimes parents are scolding, the child may have conclusion, I am not up to the mark, I am not lovable, I am not smart. This kind of, when it is repeated, that becomes the belief system. That child may be having a low esteem later, depression later, that kind of a personality. So circumstance has got a tremendous influence. That subconscious mind is developed from the environment, circumstances, nature of parents, teachers, mainly up to the age of 7. Because of this reason, then only after the age of 7 only analytical mind is developed. But when scolded, children never understand it is for my betterment or my better correction it is happening. They are not able, they draw conclusions and beliefs. That becomes their subconscious mind program that is running today in us, each one of us even now.
So from what age it starts building up? You said up to 7 years. So from what age it will start?
7.
Up to 7. From which? From 7.
Starts building, I'll tell you, even scientists are telling, even before birth. Children in the womb, maybe after 6-7 months and all, they are able to absorb and feel the emotions of the father.
The mother.
Father is supposed scolding, and that is felt by mother. Mother, whatever the emotions are there, children are recording it. And certain times, very accidental something happened, child is recording threat of existence, fear. And at the time of that birth trauma we have seen, that is another extreme threat of existence children are experiencing. Again, that becomes part of their subconscious program. Then every experience is recorded with emotion. And when that is related to the conclusions or beliefs, that becomes the program running or subconscious mind program.
So my question is that, so you're saying that the negative thoughts actually start from which age? I just want to
Which
know.
age it is not there, an average human being, because ego is running our life. Ego is negative.
No, but it won't be the same at every stage of life, right?
No, gradually it is increasing. I'm telling you, when you are growing, it is increasing only. Because ego wants negative thoughts, negative emotions. That is the survival. I call it negative thoughts are the breath of ego. Negative emotions is the food of the ego. But it is always, it wants it. Without our knowledge, it is gradually increasing it.
So
If average is 95%, after some people it is 97, 98, 99. 99 and all is a mental patient, psychic disorder.
So what's your observation on this quote-unquote negative thoughts after a certain age? Like
Not
when
what
you get-
cut-off is
No,
not
no,
there.
when you get older,
It is gradually
people
increasing.
get wiser. So
No, wiser technically, knowledge is there. You are getting knowledge, you are getting information. You are getting information, you are getting knowledge, not wisdom. You are
the
getting-
way of interpreting the knowledge would also be different.
No. What I'm saying, an angry person remains to be angry in the entire life, even though he may be more wiser and all. A depressed person remains to be depressive all through their life, and it is increasing normally.
Sir, this is query take it on a lighter note. See, I know this gentleman who started practicing rifle shooting at the age of 70, and now he started winning 4 medals in the state level, and he has participated in national levels also. Why he delayed it till 70? Or now, no, my final thing is what is taking him forward? Whether it's a spiritual conscience or IQ or EQ or mind engineering. It is just for the privacy reason I don't use the name Baiju Manipur.
Can I answer? If he is available, let him answer. Otherwise, my view, I'll tell you, Mahatma Gandhi told, a human person is what he is thinking about himself. If he is thinking young, energetic, he is young and energetic. Oh, एक surgeon told, I operated father and son. Son may be 30, 35 and the father may be, but didn't they have anatomy of the father was younger than the son? That means that fellow was doing a lot of positive activities, healthy activities, exercise and all. So it is all about the way mind works. If somebody is thinking young and energetic, he is. And there is no limit. There is no deadline. There is no red line to stop it and all. Wish him all the very best.
I think before we end up, I'll tell you a real story, Tom. This has happened to one of my uncles, and I was really surprised the other day when I saw him. See, I think it relates to the professor whom you showed on screen, who had a brain surgery. The lady. Yeah.
Jill Bolton Taylor, neuroanatomist of Harvard.
Okay. Okay. Fortunately or unfortunately, this person, my uncle, right now is in the US, is in New York. He was such a quiet person when he was here, and just because of this health problem, he had to join his daughters in the US. And very quiet person here. He underwent a surgery. I don't know, probably in the same area that you said. Because I was surprised to see a video his daughter sent me, my cousin sent me, him dancing in New York at the age of 70. Perhaps this is the area that
Perhaps speaking examples prove what is what I am talking.
Anyway, so thank you very much. I would now request our rightful man to propose a vote of thanks.
President Bibu, guest speaker Dr. George, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to propose the vote of thanks to the person, as Lekha rightfully introduced, who has had vast experience from port to port. And today, he shared a lot of thoughts on management techniques, that is management, and also threw a lot of light on his special subject, power of mind engineering. So let us all look forward to gathering copies of that book so that we can either re-engineer our mind or maybe even indoctrinate our mind to get into the right thoughts which can give us the right perspective, whether it is negative or positive. So let's all wish that we have 80% of thoughts aimed at the right perspective. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I have one more small. I have a core group of mind engineering people. I have a WhatsApp group also. I send weekly basis wisdom videos and all. I share in the group. Around 600, 700 people are there. If you are interested, simply join. I think I can send the link to Prajit, and you can ask. Or my number, if you are asking, I will send the link. Simply clicking, you are part of the group. Then every week I am sending out mind engineering, wisdom, practical things, good videos. Those who are interested can join it. Okay. Thank you.
Before I ask the President to hand over a memento in gratitude to you sparing your time and knowledge with us, I have one answer to give our friend Tom. Doctor, I stand guilty of that person who took to shooting. And it's not the rifle, it's an air pistol. And because I am the only person at my age who participated in the various competition, naturally the first prize came to me. And I took to this sport only because of survival instinct. You know, those of you who have taken up a retirement life, how many of you are here?
I think Mr. Suresh just said about that.
So it is just survival. Thank you. And I request President Bibu to hand over a memento.
Thank you very much.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे